Formula One has become a byword for excellence in automotive achievement. But how is that expertise being returned to the wider world, outside circuit racing? British motorsport companies are estimated to have a combined annual turnover of £6 billion, with exports of more than half that. McLaren and Williams F1 are two of the many motorsport businesses that call the UK home. Why does the UK have this concentration of racing expertise?
I think the UK historically has always had a very strong automotive business, and that's the genesis of the talent that, concentrated in the racing triangle, has initiated the Formula One motorsport business. But moreover, once a cluster is formed, it's very hard for competitors to actually displace it or to produce a similar cluster, because the talent is naturally concentrated, and so it becomes a self-sustaining centre of excellence.
Oxfordshire-based Williams F1 is one of the top names in motorsport, with 113 Formula One race victories to its credit. The concentration of expertise provides a vivid illustration of why motorsport is important to the auto industry as a whole. Take carbon fibre, for example. Capable of making very strong and extremely light structures, it was used to make Formula One chassis in the 1980s, even while it was still fantastically expensive. Now carbon fibre is not quite so expensive, and the rest of the car world has woken up to the fact that subtracting weight adds all sorts of benefits, from performance to economy, and, crucially for electric vehicles, range. One of Williams' greatest commercial hopes lies in its flywheel energy storage system, adapted from Formula One.
Think of it as a battery substitute or a mechanical battery. Electricity comes in from an electric motor in the drivetrain and is used to speed up the flywheel. So energy is stored as rotational energy, very fast spinning and in a vacuum environment, up to 45,000 RPM. And then the flywheel is charged, and similarly on discharge, it slows down, generates electricity, which goes back out to the drivetrain of the vehicle to propel it. The technology has exciting early applications. For example, with a city bus, regular start and stop between bus stops and the opportunity to harvest energy on the way in and apply it on the way out, all the time using less fossil fuel.
But others are further down the track of exploiting Formula One technology. Woking-based McLaren has been winning Formula One races since the 1960s. It's set up a separate company to commercialise the technology it's developed along the way.
Formula One companies are extremely good at being innovative and developing technologies, but they've not needed to be extremely adept at translating those technologies into consumer applications. I think modelling and simulation probably has the best prospect for immediate growth. Recently, we worked with NATS to actually develop a tool to help air traffic controllers decide on the best routing to direct their plane once it's landed in an airport. We tried to guide them to look up to 2 hours into the future, so they would know that should a plane land at this moment, the optimum gate with the shortest taxiway and therefore with the minimum amount of emissions would be gate X. That approach was taken directly from the approach that we take to strategizing when to pit a car and slot the car right back into the race in the optimum position.
A great deal of McLaren's development is carried out in its groundbreaking and top-secret simulator.
We use the simulator often in areas where we haven't yet been or we haven't even built a component. So we are predicting the effect of a certain change or a new gizmo. For example, we have the kinetic energy recovery system on the car. Well, before it even was built, we drove it in a simulator. There's a lot of information you gather at early stage in the design process that save you a lot of money in time and effort later on. So it shortens your design cycle, but it also focuses it.
Perhaps the most tangible benefit, though, can be seen when Formula One teams turn their hand to road cars. Advances in McLaren's carbon fibre skills and technology are a big part of the reason why it can sell this 600 horsepower, 205 mile an hour MP4 12C for less than £170,000, against the £600,000 of its predecessor. This runabout may not quite have the legs of McLaren's Formula One cars, but it's not a bad shop window for some of the technological spin-offs. I'm Raut Jaggi of the Financial Times.